I think a lot of people have a motivation problem, but honestly, I don't think that's the problem. I think a lot of people have a commitment problem. Think about how many times you've got motivated, you watch a video, you hear somebody say something that hits you, you get this crazy feeling like, "All right, this is it. I'm changing my life." You make the plan, you write down the goals, maybe even wake up early the next morning. And then 3 days later, you're right back where you started. And I've been there and I've done that, and I think I finally understand why. We're addicted to the feeling of starting over, and starting over feels amazing because when you start something new, you don't have anything to prove yet. You can imagine yourself becoming successful. You can imagine the body you're going to build, the money you're going to make, the business you're going to create, the person you're going to become. And for a moment, you feel like that person already. And eventually you reach the boring part, the part where you have to do the same thing again and again and again. And nobody's clapping for you. Nobody cares. You're not seeing results yet. And that's where most people quit. I think a lot of people are addicted to failure. They're addicted to starting over because starting over feels good. A new plan makes you feel like you're finally becoming the person you want to be. And eventually you have to face the boring part, doing the same thing every single day when it's not exciting anymore. And that's where your life actually changes. I've chased a lot of different things. I've started businesses. I've tried different ways to make money. I've tried different content. I've had ideas that I was convinced was going to work, and sometimes they didn't. And instead of doing something long enough to actually get good at it, sometimes I'd just move on. I'd convince myself maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe there's something better. Maybe I need a new strategy. And sometimes you genuinely do need to change your strategy, but there's a difference between pivoting intelligently and quitting because you're uncomfortable. Sometimes you're not on the wrong path. You're just getting to the part where the path gets hard. And that's why I don't think most people need more motivation, and they definitely don't need more information. You have more information available to you right now than basically any generation before. You can learn how to build a business. You can learn how to get in shape. You can learn how to sell. You can learn how to invest. You can learn almost anything for free. So why are so many people still stuck? Because knowing isn't the problem. Doing is. Your problem isn't that you don't know what to do. You have more information than you've ever had in your life. Your problem is that you keep negotiating with yourself. You say you're going to work out, then you negotiate. You say you're going to build the business, then you negotiate. You say you're going to change your life, then you negotiate. At some point, you have to stop asking yourself, what do I feel like doing? And start asking, what did I say I was going to do? Because that's what discipline actually is. It's not waking up every morning feeling like a fucking machine. It's not being motivated 24/7. It's not having insane energy every single day. Discipline is doing something when you don't feel like doing it. And honestly, sometimes discipline is just straight out boring. You're making the calls, nobody answers. You're posting, nobody watches. You're working out, you don't look different. You're saving money. Your bank account still doesn't look impressive. You're building something, and from the outside, it looks like nothing is happening, but something is happening. Becoming the person capable of producing the result. Everybody wants the six-figure business. Everybody wants the crazy physique. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants the lifestyle. Nobody wants the years where nobody cares. Nobody wants the early mornings. Nobody wants the rejection. Nobody wants to make the same call after getting told no 40 times. But that's where the person capable of having that life gets built. The boring part isn't a detour. The boring part is the process. Stop searching for the perfect path, and this is something I really want to emphasize. Stop looking for the perfect thing, the perfect business, the perfect workout, the perfect diet, the perfect strategy, the perfect time to start, because you're going to spend your whole entire life researching instead of actually living. You don't need to know exactly where this thing is going to take you. You just need to know what the next step is, and then take it, and then tomorrow take the next one and the next one. Eventually you'll look back and you'll realize you've gotten further than you ever thought you could. You're wasting your life trying to find the perfect path when you haven't even walked one path long enough to find where it goes. You don't need another strategy. You need another year of execution. You don't need another motivational video. You need to actually do what the last one told you to do. And the future you, here's something I think about a lot. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from now. That version of you is exactly the same. Same habits, same excuses, same phone addiction, same unfinished goals, same conversations about what you're going to do. Would you be proud of that person? Because whether you realize it or not, you're building that person right now, every day. Your habits are creating your future. Your decisions are creating your future. What you do when nobody's watching is creating your future. So what if you don't like where you're going? Don't sit there wishing for a different future. Change what you're doing today. Maybe you don't need another plan. Maybe you just need to pick something and stay with it long enough to become dangerous at it. Give yourself a year. Give yourself 2 years. Stop expecting your life to completely change in 30 days, because real transformation usually doesn't feel like the transformation while it's happening. It feels like repetition. It feels like showing up. It feels like the same shit over and over again until one day you look in the mirror and you realize you're not the same person anymore. And that's the goal. Not to become motivated, not to become perfect, to become someone you can trust. Someone who says they're going to do something and fucking does it. And that's when everything changes. Stop starting over. Pick something, commit to it, and become the person who doesn't quit.